Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's Saturday. I keep wanting to look at my clock. I keep forgetting I took the battery out of it. It's after lunch, so it's probably 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'm out in the shop and I'm goofing around, and I'll show you what I just got done working on. After I did the work on my tailstock and got it all cleaned up and lubricated and working so nicely, I noticed that there was a little bit of difference in the headstock and tailstock, where the headstock was behind the tailstock about maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Pulled the 4 bolts all the way out. I had been loosening them up and retightening them, but I'd never taken them all the way out. Upon removing them, I found that 4 of them were bent. So I went to my local hardware store, I replaced them, I aligned the headstock and the tailstock, and as you can see, I've got perfect alignment between the headstock and tailstock of my lathe. Well, I've been staying pretty busy. I turned a Conway Stewart blank. It's absolutely gorgeous. I did record it for you guys, so there will be a video on that once I can get it edited. I also recorded another attempted turn, which was a fail, and I am working on a cap for the Spalted Hackberry bespoke pin. I just got done. I had to actually redo my mandrel because I changed some of the dimensions for the holes that I drilled inside of the blank. So that'll all be in the video. I'm gonna go take a little break, have some dinner. I gotta go pick my son up. He's over at a buddy's house. And then I hope to be back out here later tonight. Maybe I'll finish that cap. Keep your fingers crossed. If not, it looks like I'm gonna have some time tomorrow, Sunday. So I'd like to get that finished. And then I got a few other things I'd maybe like to turn so that I can have a few videos for you guys. Because I'm gonna get into another dry spell here coming up this week where there's just not gonna be a lot of shop time. So I'm taking advantage of this weekend. I'll be back shortly. I'm still out here knocking around on this cap. Let me show it to you. It's on the lathe and it's got about 5 coats of thin and maybe 3 coats of medium. You see how it's got those sort of rough spots in it? That's worrying me. It's worrying me because you can't really tell right now, but I'm concerned that that may mean that the CA glue is not sticking to the blank. I cleaned it with acetone, but African blackwood can be tricky to finish, so we're just going to have to wait it out, let this get good and dry, and not use any activator on it, and see if we can buff this up with the micro mesh pads and get it looking pretty good. I'm happy with the cap overall. I'm just really nervous about the finish. That's about all that I'm working on tonight. I do have one thing. Right now I'm going to show you a photo of a blank that I'm looking for. Take a good look at this. That blank I need in about 7, maybe 8 inches of length. I've got this, I don't know if you guys have seen these before. These are pin nib holders, and they hold these little nibs, and you use them for drawing. I don't know what the type of drawing is called that this young gentleman does, but he goes to school and he's in the band with my son, and he asked me if I would make him a nib holder. And see that little rubber grommet in there? You can't buy those individually, so I bought one of these pins. This is the kind that he uses, the exact kind, but he wants an acrylic handle, a blue one just like the one I showed you. I'm not asking for it for free. I don't want it for free. I want to pay for it. I have not been able to locate one. It doesn't have to be exactly like that, but similar to that in a decent length so that I can turn him a nib holder. And what I plan to do is the little rubber grommet in the bottom of the one I bought, I'm going to very carefully remove it. I'm going to turn him a new one, and then I'm going to epoxy it into the new one so that he'll have a very personal nib holder. So if you guys happen to know where I can find a blank like that, I'd love to hear from you. I'm gonna let you go a little bit. I'm gonna get back to work on this cap. Hopefully I can get this thing looking amazing tonight. Keep your fingers crossed, and I'll have a video if I do. Well guys, I'm still out here. It is about 8:45. I put a couple of more coats of medium on this cap. It's actually looking pretty good, but I'm not gonna finish it tonight. What I'm gonna do is let it sit overnight and let that CA cure naturally. I do not want to put an activator on it because, like I said, with African blackwood, it has a natural oil in it, and sometimes I clean it with acetone to help the CA stick, and sometimes it won't stick. And I'm concerned that if I use activator and accelerate that, the additional heat, there could be a bond issue. It could bring oil to the surface and cause the CA not to stick. So it's spinning right now. I'm going to get the shop shut down, and then I'm going to kill the power to the lathe. We're just going to let it sit there overnight. When I come back out tomorrow, that'll be number one. And number two, what I'm going to work on tomorrow, just to give you guys a heads up, is Michael Mumford sent me this blank. It is blue and gold. It is a Navy tribute blank. I'm going to turn a bespoke pin out of this blank, and for the nib, to make sure I have enough, I've got this from Mark Tobacco. He sent this to me, and I really like the blue, the colors. It reminded me of the ocean. I thought this will make a cool section. So this is going to be the section. This is going to be the cap and the pin. It's going to be a Navy tribute pin, and I'm going to film it, so keep your fingers crossed that it turns out, because I think it's going to look really cool. And a quick note to Mark Tobacco, I apologize for not sending you what I owe you. It is sitting on my desk. Things have been crazy. I am going to get that in the mail to you. That's a promise, buddy. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm calling it quits. I'm wore out. It's hotter than heck out here, even with the air conditioner running. And I'm going to go call it a night. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.